Welcome to the Dummy Plug Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the Dummy Plug Podcast. I'm Gainer79. Tonight I'm being joined by General Iowa.
Howdy dowdy.
Unit 2.
Hello.
And, of course, Asuka.
Yay!
All right. Tonight on the podcast, we are going to be sharing some of our favorite anime horror stories. Stuff from our personal experiences that scared the crap out of us. And, hopefully you'll learn a little something from our experiences.
I have never had the crap scared out of me at an anime convention.
I don't know, I've been afraid a couple times.
Yes.
Yes.
So who would like to take the lead on this little adventure of ours?
Why doesn't Unit 2 begin
Crickets.
with the story of Unit 2's very, very painful labor and birth?
Oh boy. All right, here we go.
The long-awaited rest
Unit 2 was in labor for like 48 hours before Unit 2 was born.
All right, so here's the scoop. This is ASEN 2013?
14.
Is it was it this year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know time. Okay.
Your brain's still rotted from the resin.
So I'm working on Unit 2. Like, I made a big Unit 2 costume. It's 10 feet tall.
As if no one's seen it yet.
If you haven't seen this yet, what the schmeg?
Get on our forums at rebuildofevangelion.org and see all the pictures.
Shameless plug-in.
So I'm working on this, and Ava comes up, ASEN, that's the place, comes up, and I am not even close to done. It
was constructed, but...
It was constructed, but I still needed to resin and paint it. I also needed to make the cells.
And it's huge.
Asuka, let him finish.
So I'm at home at this point. I think it was my spring break. And so I'm very intensely working on this. And, I'm going to Menards every 3 hours or so, to get extra supply. Resining takes a long time, first off. And it's a very time-sensitive process. Also very temperature-sensitive process. And long story short, I worked on this for 48 hours straight. Didn't sleep for 2 nights. Still didn't end up getting it done. But I was in a state of delirium all Friday at ASEN. Apparently I was repeating things that people were saying and giggling. I have no recollection of this. It was an adventure that I will never, ever, ever do again. I'll probably do it again.
All right.
My favorite part of this story is in the details, in that this particular ASEN, the way that it happened was half of Team R Theta was at Kamal's house. Kamal and I live, or whatever.
At this point, it doesn't matter. We all know who it is.
Kamal is Unit 2, I'm Liz, whatever. Boom, mind blown. Okay, so...
All right.
Kamal lives in a suburb to the west of Chicago. I live in a suburb to the south of Chicago. And half of our team doesn't live in the Chicagoland area. They live in Indiana and Michigan. So Chad, who's the N7 guy, was at Kamal's house for the days prior to ASEN, and Alex was at my house, and we were both home, I think, 2 days before ASEN. We had just gotten off of school. It was 2 weeks after we all got out of school. So the boys were working at Kamal's house while Alex and I were just kind of hanging out. I was working on some last-minute stuff with the plug suit, but we weren't doing anything stressful. And, I saw Kamal prior to him beginning work on Unit 2, and then I saw him again when we had to be at ASEN at, 8 o'clock?
It was pretty early.
It was really early, because we had to be there for the Ava panel.
Sorry.
And no, it's fine. But the decline in his physical and mental well-being over the course of 48 hours.
Been told about, all right, so the second night that I was working on this, I was putting some of the pieces together, and, after they were resin, they were kind of squeaky. I was trying to put something together. The squeaking sounded like voices. Like, the parts were talking to me.
Spill the blood of the innocent.
Also, no, resin smells really bad.
It's an Andrew.
And I was working in my garage, and like how I was saying, it's temperature dependent. It was really cold that night, and resin won't cure if it's cold. So I ended up just bringing the resin into my house, and at like 3 a.m., my mom came down and was like, the whole house smells like resin. Like, it woke me up, and I could not smell it. I was so inundated, I just could not smell it anymore.
Good Lord, man.
Which was even funnier on the drive. I drove Unit 2 home after that, and Unit 2 smelled up my whole car. No, but the other detail I really like is that I was waiting in the lobby of the Hyatt that morning, and I had brought donuts, and I was that's a horse. I'll tell that story in a second, but I was trying to eat my breakfast, and all of a sudden, Kamal waltzes up. But Kamal is already wearing the Unit 2 helmet, so I know something is critically wrong or he's trying to be funny. And I walk over and go, hey, good morning, and you didn't respond at first. And then you went very slowly, good morning. And I was like, I turned and looked at Chad, and I was like, or at Alex, and I was like, he's not okay. And then I was like, how long have you been up? And you were like, a long time.
All right.
And then, it was the real story. My contribution to this story is that after the panel, we get poor Kamal back to the room, and we all start settling in.
No, you guys we weren't even settling in yet. You guys were like, all right, we need to go to the car, because we had just gotten the room. Like, all right, we need to go to the cars, we need to get all of our stuff. And I just sat down for a bit, and next thing I remember, everyone's back, and all the stuff is back. And I think it's like 3 hours later.
But the thing, we all got into the room. Alex and I had most of our stuff. It was Chad that had to go back to the car and get his N7 and stuff. And I think Hasselbeck went with him. But at some point we were all, like, you sat down and you were asleep before you even laid down. But the funny part was that Kamal was so, like, truly damaged by the resin fumes, that we would say something, and occasionally he would repeat it and then laugh hysterically to himself. Like, words.
I have no recollection of this.
Gee, I wonder why.
And we were trying to let him get some rest, so we were all kind of standing outside. Like, everyone left to go get the stuff, and me and Alex were there, and I kind of realized how shitty you were doing. And so I was like, why don't we go wait outside for them so he can sleep? And it was just, oh my God. And there was a Ray and a Gendo sitting at the Hyatt bar, and I looked, and I walked back inside, and I was like, come on, there's a Ray and a Gendo cosplayer. And he lifts his head up, and he goes, what's a Gendo?
See, I remember that. I also remember, like, not knowing what was going on.
What's a Gendo? It's a franchise.
The moral of the story is, if you're going to make a resin costume, do it in a well-ventilated area.
Well,
also sleep.
It doesn't help the fact that it was so friggin' cold this May in Chicago. Like, what the hell?
That was that's a story for another thing.
It's called bullshit.
Oh my God!
You were about to go into a story of your own.
Oh my God! Okay, so this same morning, Alex and I got there a little bit before Kamal did. I suspect because it took them longer to load the car and stuff. But whatever. We got there early. And I had brought Dunkin' Donuts for everyone, and I had bought a bagel and cream cheese for myself because I was very hungry. I had to get up very early to get into full costume, and then I had to drive to the Hyatt in full costume. It sucked. But my story is that I was sitting down with my hair, like, my wig was, like, pulled back in a hair tie so it wouldn't get in my face. Like, I was very obviously not in cosplay. I didn't have the gloves on. I was, like, had my coat still on. And I was trying to just inconspicuously eat my bagel. I just wanted to eat. I was so hungry. I put cream cheese on the bagel, and I went to put it in my mouth, and a person came up and said, can I take a picture? I was like, oh, yeah, sure, because I hadn't put any food in my mouth yet. I got up and I posed. Then I sat down, took a bite of my bagel, and with a mouthful of fucking food, another person comes up and goes, can I take your picture? And I was like, I have food in my mouth. I'm going to have cream cheese on my teeth. I'm not in costume. And he goes, oh, okay. And then sits down on the bench to wait for me to finish my mouthful of food, and then looks expectantly at me. And at this point, Alex is laughing hysterically, and she's pretending to text so she doesn't have to get involved, and it was really funny. And I don't fault her at all. I was like, okay, I'll get up and take another picture.
At that point, you should have just slow chewed on the guy.
Oh my god, I was so mad. I just
look him dead in the eye.
And then, of course,
should have gave him the lazy eye.
The lazy eye. I put my gloves on and my wrist guards and stuff and everything on, and I stand up and I pose. And I don't know what had happened, but like 5 people came up the escalator and were like, "Oh, Oscar!" I was like, so I'm already up. I'm just going to continue. And I let them take their pictures thinking they're going to leave. And then Kamal shows up in the fucking Unit 2 costume.
Please tell me
The ride never fucking ends. I got 3 bites of that bagel before the cream cheese got room temperature and nasty. And I threw it away and I had a donut instead. And that is the story of how I was denied a nutritious, protein-filled breakfast. And had to eat an effing donut instead.
The cosplay train has no brakes.
The ride never ends.
The lesson here, children, is let the cosplayers eat. Wait.
I have another similar story, which is basically the exact same story, except you know how at Anime Midwest, I think they did it at ASEN too. The little table they do to the left or the right by the gift shop on the first floor of the Hyatt.
Yes.
There's a little food thing. I think that thing is super cool because as hotel food goes, it's not terribly expensive. It's affordable and it's junk food, and I like it. There's also fruit if you want to eat real food.
Yeah.
But I really like that the Hyatt does that. I don't know. It to the Hyatt for being the coolest hotel we stay at. But except maybe the Radisson.
Up though.
Except maybe the Radisson. But it was like Sunday. No, it was Saturday. And I had been running around all day doing things. I don't know why. We didn't have any panels yet, but it was my first time back in cosplay in a couple of years. But I was eating a hot dog. Like, I was in the middle of eating a hot dog, and I looked like a fucking mess. And I was sitting on the ground watching a foam sword fight. And some person comes up and goes, "Oscar, can I take your picture?" And I was just like, "No, you may not." So yeah, if someone's eating food, leave them alone. Like, even if you really like their costume, please just leave them alone. And don't take pictures from afar if they say no.
Oh God!
Those are my only convention horror stories, or that people ask. People like.
I'm glad I'm more considerate with people when they're in costume.
Yeah, Iowa, as long as we have your attention, why don't you share one of your horror stories?
No, you're going to talk about ASEN 2012.
12? Yeah,
the fire alarm.
Oh, God, no.
You're going to talk about that, because I have a funny follow-up story about that, and then, well, I don't have a tale of con horror. I have a tale of con, I'll laugh at you instead, but yeah, let's go with that. You start with that, and then I will follow up.
I've got some terrible tales of con horror. This is definitely...
Of course you do, and they're mostly ASIN-based, aren't they?
Mostly, yes. So, ASIN 2012, I think that was probably the worst ASIN I think I've ever been to.
That's okay. We love you, ASEN. If you're listening, we really like you. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I love you, ASEN.
Please get better guests, Ken. We would really like a Lolita guest. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Dude, get Spike Spencer. I just have to.
No, not Spike Spencer. Anybody except Spike Spencer. Okay, thanks. Bye. Go, George. Go.
Steve Bloom. Thank you very much. Actually, just approve my panel and I'll be all set.
Ouch!
Actually, I'm working with the panels people, and they're being very nice about this once they got an idea about it. But that's a conversation for off the air. Anyway, so ASIN 2012, I don't remember, was it Friday or Saturday? It was Saturday night. I think it was Saturday night because I didn't want to go to the rave. And in 2012, they still had the video game area in the Hyatt.
Yes. And
it was in that downstairs room at the very back end of the hallway, and it was one big room.
Yep.
So somebody on the main floor had pulled the fire alarm at ASIN. So I'm down in this bright light. It's actually the lights weren't on, but all the video game lights are going, and nobody notices that the fire alarm lights are just strobing.
People probably thought a rave broke out.
Well, no, it's just we're in a video game. There's lights and whistles, and nobody notices what's going on until some staffer comes running through the double doors, and it's like, "Hey, everybody, someone pulled the fire alarm. We need to get you out of here, blah, blah, blah." they, instead of doing the logical thing of having us go through the main doors to go out the hallway, up the stairs, and out of the hotel, what they made us do was go out the back of the room into like this service area that kind of like encompasses the room, where like they can work on like outlets and they can have some storage and stuff back there. They have all these people walking through these bowels of the hotel, finally get through, and we're back into this main hallway. This took like 3 extra minutes to do. And so we finally get in the main hallway, we get outside. Literally the entire convention is outside at this point.
Oh my God.
Like, I have pictures of this. There is a solid 27,000 people in the turnaround area at the Hyatt Hotel. Meanwhile, I go find, like, my group of people that I know, and I'm hanging out with them, and, like, 2 feet away from me is Nabishin, of all people. And we're like, hey, Nabishin got out safe.
Nabishin.
And so, yeah, it was just like this, like, worst-case scenario of I am in the worst possible place, not even realizing that anything is going on.
I remember standing out there, and some people with speakers started a rave outside, and they got really pissed off at them.
Might as well if these thousands upon thousands of people were going to be stuck outside of a hotel due to some idiot pulling the fire alarm. I mean, you might as well just start a rave outside. And again, another friggin' ASIN weekend where it was, well, to be fair, this was April, so, I understand why it was a little colder, but still, friggin', like, jacket weather, it was ridiculous. Okay, so yeah,
your story now that I told mine.
Okay, so to make this story even funnier, we have to go back 1 year. That was the first ASIN I went to. The first time that I did the Ava panel with Gaynor on a larger scale, because KuroshiCon doesn't count as a major scale. We had 7 people show up because we got put against the Masquerade. But
we've gotten better.
Yeah, right before that ASIN, this whole mess with panel programming broke out. And because I had paid full price for my badge.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, they really fucked up hard on that one. So I got a free ASIN badge for 2012, which is pretty cool. So, if you go the entire time, hey, that's awesome. Well,
you didn't go the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Fate intervened because that same weekend, Ring of Honor, Shikara Pro Wrestling, and the WWE were all coming to Chicago. And, spoiler alert, I am a huge wrestling mark. Like, I've been watching this stuff for 20 years. I love amateur and Olympic wrestling. So, we got tickets for the Shikara Ring of Honor Unity show in Chicago Ridge. What direction from Rosemont is that again? Like the southwest?
Yeah, that's southeast, isn't it?
Okay, so...
Yeah, southeast, sorry. It's a southwest suburb
so,
of southeast from O'Hare.
Most of Saturday, I have been at this show. So, and I guess all 3 of you got caught up in this stupidity fest?
I was not there because I was too cool for anime in 2012.
Well, I'm glad you're not cool enough for it now, because you're awesome.
But
Anyway, so while Unit 2 and Gaynor are outside with their little impromptu rave, I'm sitting in a Denny's in Chicago Ridge with Heineken Rana, who, Gaynor and I both know from the Adult Swim boards, and a bunch of my friends who also went to ASIN that year, and we're just having a grand old time, and I am completely unaware of this entire situation until Sunday morning when I get this told to me by Gaynor. And what was my exact reaction?
Oh, God, I don't even remember what it was.
I laughed in your face because I just thought that was the funniest thing ever, that you all had to stand outside because of one idiot with a fire alarm.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. Yeah, and then you got, and that, which incidentally, that was also the worst ASIN ever, so it was like...
Well, for you, maybe. I still had fun, because I wasn't there for Saturday and all that stupidity.
Fire alarm aside, that probably was the worst ASIN I have ever been to, and I've been going since 2008, so... Yeah,
unfortunately,
Although 2008's a whole funny story, but that, I probably should tell that story.
Well, I mean, why don't you? I mean...
Can I tell the story of my 2008
go nuts.
ASIN?
Yeah, go nuts.
All right. So ASIN 2008 was my first ASIN.
Coincidentally, it was my first ASIN as well.
So what happened with Ace in 2008 was I was going to graduate college and then go to Ace in the next week after my graduation ceremony.
Following.
But because of a certain incident, which I told you guys about before we started this podcast.
Yep.
My graduation got pushed back a week, which incidentally put it right in the middle of ACIN. And yeah, so I'm like, so I had to do this. I had to go. So I go from my college to ACIN. I get there on Thursday night. I bummed a room for a night because the person I was staying with didn't get there till Saturday. I bummed a room for a night, which is an interesting experience. I'll tell you guys about later. And I was there so I was there Thursday. I was there Friday. I wake up at 6 a.m. on Saturday, drive 75 miles back to DeKalb, Illinois, go to my graduation, which I barely made it to in time. And there was a whole mess around that because my, cap and gown didn't fit. I didn't even think to try it on. Got back for that, graduated, get told by my mother that, hey, we're having a big, dinner in your, for your graduation back home. I got to drive 75 miles the complete opposite way of ACIN back home for this thing. After this is all said and done, I drive back to ACIN. So keep in mind, I got up at 6 a.m. on Saturday. I didn't make it back to ACIN until 5 o'clock that day. And I was pissed because I missed all the cool shit that I wanted to see.
Oh, yeah, that was Saturday, right?
Yeah, that was the Saturday. Because that was when Jason David Frank was doing his martial arts demo. And I was really... Yeah, I really wanted to go to that. I was pissed. I made it in time for Masquerade, though, because one of my friends was in it, and they did an awesome skit, and they won, Judge's Choice or something. But I was like, damn, I missed all this cool stuff. Luckily, I still had enough energy to go to the Rave later, which I know I told you about this before we got on the air here.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, Iowa.
What?
So yeah, that's
I'm still laughing at just this entire experience. You coming to go.
Oh yeah, please. If I had seen Azumanga Daioh, I would have been saying Yukari Mobile go.
Hey, I am the master of the Yukari Mobile.
So, that being said, who has another good story?
I got a good one from Texas, actually.
Oh, by all means.
It's not con horror, but it's still hysterical, and it makes people look silly by just
good.
By accident.
If we're transitioning away from con horror stories, I've got two good ones.
All right, so here's what happened. It was they had these cons in Texas for a while called UshiCon, and that was actually I got another funny one involving Greg Ayers, but I'll save that maybe for later in this podcast, or just maybe never in case he comes on.
Seems like as a pretty cool guy.
That's the thing, he was, but yeah, it's weird what happened with that. But anyway, so I'm there, and I'm hanging with some of my friends, and it's really early Friday morning, so the con is not even really starting yet, but people are showing, and we're in costume, and so, of course, since it's in a hotel, there's business people about. So,
God.
Intermingling with normal people intermingling with anime convention attendees is always hysterical. So, these business types get out, and they see us in the costume, and they're talking to us, and out of nowhere, these double doors on another room open up, and all these professional chefs in their uniforms start walking out, and the business types turn to us and go, "Hey, what anime are they from?" And we just said with a completely straight face, "They're just chefs." And the look of embarrassment on all of their faces was one of the most priceless things I have ever seen in my entire life.
You couldn't have lied and said they're from Yakitate, Japan or something like that.
I don't think that was around 10 years ago, was it?
It might have been.
Oh my God, I couldn't
think the manga was.
Is there a chef anime?
I couldn't think of one. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, Yakitate Japan is about baking bread, so that might be close.
Oh my God.
There's a chef anime.
I could not think of anything off the top of my head.
Shuka Ichiban.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry,
that
I
works.
googled it.
Yeah, that's always fun, is talking to normal people during cons.
Or catching normal people scoping out, cosplayers.
Do you want to know what the worst is? No, do you want to know what the worst is, though? When normal people take pictures of cosplayers, but not in, like, a wow, that's cool way, in, like, a haha, look at these fucking nerds way.
Dude,
That
what
shit
about
sucks.
Anime Midwest? That might be the most strange mix of two completely different things going on at the same time.
Did you mean CurryCon?
CurryCon, yes! CurryCon
Oh, God,
2014!
Someone tell this story, because now you got my interest.
Come on, go.
Yeah, he has to do this.
There was an Indian wedding going on at the same time as Anime
It wasn't
Midwest.
an Indian wedding. What are you talking
No,
about?
it was
Wasn't it?
It was an Indian convention.
It was a telecommunications conference.
No, it
No.
was.
Hold on, Iowa.
No,
No,
it
it's
had
the form-
specifically something to do with India. It was not.
Time out.
Yeah, it was a formal event. It wasn't a conference or anything.
Dude, did you actually go over to that section? There were
Iowa,
telecommunication booths all over the place.
Iowa, dude, please tell me you're just making this is actually true and you're not making a racist joke.
I'm completely serious.
Thank you.
I actually went over to that section with someone, and there were like all these different booths that were set up that had like I swear to God, it was like telecommunications or stuff like that.
Oh my.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought it was an Indian wedding.
No, I think it was a telecommunications conference, but it was still like a crap ton of Indians.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was practicing before the masquerade, I was walking around in the top half of Unit 2, and there was a little kid who was like, he's like, oh, it's so cool, and like I got a picture with him. I never saw him because of the helmet, but apparently he was an adorable child.
All right.
There were 3.
There were 3?
Wow, you really couldn't see out of
There were
that.
3.
No.
There were 3, and one of them was so impressed by you, he wouldn't turn around and face his mom for the picture. I had to physically turn the child around. He was just standing directly inside of your huge arm reach, just staring at you like you were the coolest thing he had ever seen. Little kid, if you're listening to this in the future, you better get into cosplay, and if you are, find us.
Oh, God. So you have this random collection of Indian people and then cosplayers.
It was really interesting.
And they were in their nice clothes too, so they're all bright and colorful, and they're all over the place. And then there's us all over the place in just our costumes and
which is double funny when you know that Kamal's a quarter Indian.
Yeah, and we were trying to convince him to get into one of them and mingle with them.
No, because we saw that one part of it had like Indian food, and I was like, Kamal, call your parents and see if you can get your. What's the suit called? I always forget.
It
buttons up the middle.
It starts with an SH, doesn't it?
I'm gonna Google it.
I have formal Indian attire.
Dude,
Sherwani.
Sherwani, that's it, yeah.
That would have been
It's
so
really
awesome to
sexy
watch
on
you
him.
do that. Actually, I think it would have been funnier if you'd put that on than put the Unit 2 helmet on.
Wait, is it sad that I know a legitimate cosplay he could do with that?
Wait,
boy.
what? Really?
That's
Yes.
a story for another podcast.
Oh my
You're
God.
right, it is. Or off. You got to tell him this off air at some point.
Yeah, I'll tell you this off air. Asuka, how about you tell that story about how you got followed at the mall?
Do you want the one where I got followed at the mall, or the one that I got called a fake geek person at the supermarket?
You got called up. Wait, what?
Oh, no, we haven't heard the geek one.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
This I gotta hear.
I think I called Kamal immediately following this happening. But I'll tell the Apple Store one first because that one's really funny. So I'm in the Apple Store getting my computer fixed for the 4th time since I've owned it, which was, oh God, I was in a terrible mood to begin with.
Maybe
and
you
I'm
should
wearing.
get a better
Well, moral of that story, don't buy Apple products.
Hey, shut up. Okay, it was a gift and I didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, it
so
was
stop.
okay. Free
That
free
doesn't
stuff.
count.
Is everyone still there?
Yep.
Yes,
That was weird. You all got quiet at the exact same second, so I thought it cut out.
we're good like that.
Okay, but no. I'm in the Apple Store and I'm going to leave and like I have this shirt, you guys have seen it. It looks like the Jurassic Park logo, but it's Unit 1 and it says Tokyo 3.
Yeah.
It's really sick and I wear it a lot because it's been washed so many times it's really comfortable. It's like soft and I will not wear it in public anymore because of this. I was walking out of the store and like this kid had been like 5 steps behind me the whole time I was in the store. It was so weird. And I am not kidding you. Let me paint the picture. Cargo shorts.
You're wearing them or he's wearing them?
He's wearing them.
Okay.
Cargo shorts.
Uh-huh.
Kingdom Hearts t-shirt.
Oh, God.
pinstripe fedora.
I know
and this
guy.
individual, I feel like I know him. No, but and I have no problem with you if you dress like that. It just adds to how funny his reaction was. He follows me out of the store, and as I'm walking, he says, "Excuse me," and I drop things all the time. So when somebody says "excuse me" in a public place, I assume that I have dropped something, or that they need to get my attention in a legitimate way because they didn't say like "yo, a bitch" or like something stupid. So I turn around and I was like, "Yes," and the guy just holds out his cell phone and goes, "Can I have your number?" And I went, "No." Like, I was so surprised. Like, I'm moderately attractive at best. Like, I'm like.
Well, you managed to get Unit 2, so you have to be at least attractive enough for that.
Okay. People don't.
Wow, thanks for that train wreck statement.
I don't know how to accept compliments. I just kind of go, haha, gay, bye. But.
Moving on.
I don't know how to accept it. These things do not happen to me. I'm not accustomed to having to turn down. I don't approve it. Fucking whatever. This kid, I just go, no. And he goes, why not? Like, my response, like, he thought my response was so absurd that he's like, why not? And I was like, I don't know you. Like, who are you? I was so confused. And I'm just sitting there, and I that's exactly what I said in that exact, like, tone. Like, I went, do I know? Who are you? Like, this is the first time he spoke with me. He goes, yeah, but I see your shirt, and it looks, like, geeky, so I feel like we could be good friends. And I'm like, or no, he goes, I saw your shirt, it's pretty geeky, so, like, and then he trailed off, and I was like, and this is really stupid, and if you're listening, it's stupid that this was my first response, but I said, I have a boyfriend. Like, I was so indignant, and he was like, he immediately returned, or, like, retreated to, I just wanted to be friends. Like, you don't ask someone for their phone number if you just want to be friends. Like, that doesn't happen. That's so stupid. But he got real bent out of shape and started getting like, well, why can't I have your number? I just want to be friends. Do you have Xbox? And like stuff like that. And at that point I didn't, thank Christ. But I'm on Xbox now if anyone wants to add me.
Don't go spreading it. You might hear it.
Yeah, I'm not sharing it on here, but if you want to message me on the forums, I would have no problem giving it to you. I like friends, especially if you can play Mass Effect. But he got all mad and I walked away, and like, it was the most absurd violation of my privacy. It was so weird because like, I dream of the day that someone stops me in public because I'm wearing an Ava shirt and says something not weird to me. Like, I want someone to be like, yo, is that an Ava shirt? Shit, let's be friends. What do you do? Like, what's your favorite episode? You know what I mean? Like, what's your Tumblr? Or something reasonable like that. Not like, no. The second one, I was wearing the same shirt at Kroger.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Nothing ever ends well at a Kroger.
No, it might have been the Revolution of Ava shirt.
Hold on, just for the record, for those people who don't know what Kroger is, because I know we're on the...
What is a
Kroger?
Kroger?
If you're listening in the Midwest, it's Jewels. If you're listening anywhere else, it's a grocery store.
Whoa, it's called Jewel.
It's called the Jewels. Thank you.
There's Kroger and then there's Jewel Osco.
Yeah, let's get that straight.
Yeah, Jewel Osco is superior.
Yes, thank you.
Jewel Osco. Anyway.
Moving on to this story of...
Come for the Ava, stay for the grocery store.
I go to the grocery store a lot because I really like to cook.
Should I shamelessly plug Meijer just so my sister can be excited?
Meijer! Also, Iowa works at Costco, so I mean...
I work at the most awesome place ever. Thank you very much.
All in the family. But no, okay, my story.
Okay, story time.
It was my Revolution of Ava shirt, I think. Because all I know is that I had my hair, like, up or it was in front of me. I don't think he saw the website because he didn't call me out on it. Here. He saw the back of my shirt, and the back of my shirt says Pilot 02. And I was looking on a shelf or something. Probably Velveeta, because I can never fucking remember where that is in the store, and I have to, like, look for it. And I make things with cheese in them a lot. So I was probably making broccoli now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, this kid goes, nice shirt. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I went back to looking at my stuff. He goes, do you even watch Ava? And like, I didn't even take note of what this person was wearing or what he looked like because I was so off put by the fact that this person was talking to me in a grocery store. Like, I am never in a good mood when I'm grocery shopping. I just want to get my shit, get out and go home. I hate public.
And somebody questions your Ava fanhood. Oh, that shit's gonna go
Do
down.
you even watch it? And like, I figured I like look down. I'm wearing a shirt that designates me as like basically a moderator on a fucking forum dedicated to this show. And I was thinking, like, in this like moment after he asked me, I'm sitting there thinking about how like I have to go home and think about panels. Like, I'm literally, like, there are things that are actively in my mind that I need to do concerned with Ava.
Hold on.
Hold
on. Let me stop you for just a sec. I'm legitimately surprised you didn't turn around to this guy and in perfect Asuka voice just go, "What are you, stupid?"
Bam!
Oh my god.
Probably didn't even think about that, did you?
No, I just started laughing. Like,
that's actually not a bad idea either.
Like, I think I started laughing and I just said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, I was just like, I don't even remember what I said. All I remember was that I was just so dumbfounded that this person assumed, like, what more could I have been doing? Wearing Unit 2 leggings? Unit 2 backpack? Like, what? It was amazing to me. Like, no, dude, I went out of my way to buy a custom-made Unit 2 t-shirt for a website that I don't even know what it is. What the fuck is Ava? Like, oh my god, it was so frustrating. And like, I am so of the school of belief that you do not have to justify yourself to anyone, and there is no way to be a fake fan of anything. So he was like, so what order? He's like, well, what order did you watch? I was like, what? And he goes, well, what order did you watch the show in?
Oh my god.
And I'm like,
Jesus
I just stood there staring at him. Like, I was just dumbfounded, standing there in this grocery store, like, what? And I think I just went, what the fuck? And I just walked away. Like, I just kept walking.
What the fuck?
I don't blame you one bit for walking away from this swoon.
I called Kamal, and I was like, I'm sitting in my car missing a lot of my groceries because this just happened to me. Because, like, it was so, like, I had to go home and do things that were related to Ava. Like, there were, like, dude, I travel around the Midwest giving presentations.
Why do I have a feeling this was Iowa?
I write papers.
Iowa, was that you?
Like, I write papers about Ava. Like, I talk about it in class. Like, it was just...
You do research.
I've done actual
You're using the resources of a major American university to do anime panels. Are you kidding me, person?
There's a really good chance I will be writing my senior thesis about the various Mesopotamian mythologies presented in Evangelion. I'm not kidding you. That is a real proposal that is going on right now.
Are you going to actually reference Ava in this?
You do realize if you actually pull this off, you need to post this on the forums.
Agreed. I want to read this.
I am actually interested in this.
Well, I'm honestly, I want to read it for the Mesopotamian.
I don't want to read this.
Like, no, I do.
I want to read this. I want to read a dissertation on this shit.
Okay, but no, what I'm saying is, like, do you get what I'm trying to get across?
Yes.
Like, could you have asked a worse person? Like, I bet you don't even watch the show. Like, no, dude, I don't just watch the show. Do you want to know how far the fucking rabbit hole goes? Do you want to be as miserable as me?
It's like, you might want to just turn around and grab something out of the thing. We're going to be here a while.
Asking the four of us if we even watch Ava is like a bad idea.
I'm surprised I didn't just, like, exorcist turn my head around and go, like...
swarm of locusts out of your mouth.
Amazing.
Just open my mouth and like angry bees come out. That's how mad I was.
Not the bees.
I was like, because it's like, here's the thing, because as someone who does all these panels, cosplays, I am currently sitting 5 feet away from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures, 2 posters, 3 stuffed animals, 2 costumes.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a motherfucking pear tree.
To be fair,
Ava merchandise. I have a framed picture of me and my boyfriend as Unit 2 and Asuka on my fucking desk. Like, that is what I have. And this person, like, what more could I possibly do to legitimize myself as a fan of this show? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, it was so frustrating.
Actually, you know what? You know what you should do, Asuka?
What?
You should tell the world how you and I got back into contact with each other after Ramen Con.
I don't remember.
Okay,
I remember that I messaged you and I was like, dude, did you run that panel?
That's exactly it. Okay, so here's what happened. So I met Unitu and Asuka at Ramen Con, and we talked, and I told them about. Did we have Rebuild back then, Gaynor?
The site?
Yes.
I think we were like. I think it was in that weird downtime when we still had Revolution. But
Okay,
yeah, I remember it was a weird limbo.
Yeah, there was a weird limbo. But I had told them, like, I had talked to them after the panel when they were still doing their cosplay, and, like, you know, it's like, oh, awesome, I met them, and then I never heard from either of them again, and I had kind of and to be fair, I had kind of forgotten about, like, you know, them to a certain extent, and then I popped onto Facebook in April of this year, or was it this year?
Last year.
Yeah. No, it was this year. Last year.
It was earlier than April. It was
March. That's right. It was March. I popped onto Facebook, and I was in one of the ASEN groups on there, and I was like, hey.
Oh, no. Do you know what it was? It was right around St. Patrick's Day, because that's when I got the emails about ASEN and Anime Midwest for our panels.
Right.
And I think it was either me or you that posted, like, yo, Ava panelists.
It was me.
Facebook.
I'm the one who I posted that. I was trying to see who else was, like, doing Ava panels.
Or cosplay. It was like panels and cosplay.
Yeah, it was one of the two things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then I remember that Asuka messaged me, and she was like, dude, did you run this panel at Ramen Con 2013? And I was like, yeah, I did. And then, like, high energy Asuka just took over. At that point.
That was me.
It was like fangirling to an extent, to be completely honest.
Good God, Iowa with fangirls.
Hey, well, to be fair...
No, it was because, I mean, I'm not trying to defend myself, but, like, it was because he was, like, a Hawks fan.
Oh, that too.
By the way, we might as well just get this out of the way. The official NHL team of this podcast and of the website is the Chicago Blackhawks. If you don't like it, deal with it. You can't beat the best. All right. So, anyways,
Oh God! In Iowa, I just remembered a really terrible story I need to tell from a horror.
Yeah, I was gonna say more horror stories.
Yes.
I don't have horror stories.
Oh, no, I got one.
I have Tiffany Grant calling me stupid at Ramen Con 2013,
That's awesome.
which was hysterical.
That was funny.
That was
Tiffany
awesome.
Grant,
Iowa,
Grant
I have to tell us...
referring to me as Asuka at her Q&A. Oh!
Okay, hold on. I have a horror story, and this is actually one of the weirder ones that's actually happened to me, because I had
The Weeboo story? I love Weeboo story.
I feel like I should just start putting the Super Castlevania intro, like, you know, thing here.
Anyway, yeah, there's
Whoever edits this, do that right now.
There's a Belmont in the house. Anyway, so it was was it 2008? You know, it's 2009.
I was not here.
Ace in 2009. Yeah, I hadn't met you guys yet. I was, like, still kind of new to the scene a little bit. So I had bought this Urahara hat from Bleach, which you've seen me wear at, like, every convention that I've ever been to. And I didn't have anything else cosplay-wise on. I just had, like, this nice green and white plaid shirt I had on and just normal clothes. This girl comes running up to me.
Oh my God.
And, like, I'm just walking around. And she is dressed as Yachiru from Bleach. And she starts talking to me, like, and I'm having a nice conversation, and I don't know what prompted me to do this. I think it's just I didn't want to screw her delusions about me at all. And I just kind of said I was, I'm an original character, and I said I was like I forget exactly what I said.
Oh, God.
But, oh no, I remember what it was. I said I was like the son of Yoruichi and Urahara. And that was like an original character from something I did. And she bought it. And I'm like, now keep in mind, at the time, I'm in my early 20s. This girl is about 15. So needless to say, I say goodbye, I go do whatever, and I ended up meeting her again at like the Bleach photo shoot because I just wanted to go and take some pictures. And, and then throughout the rest of this convention, I keep running into this girl. There is literally a point, and there's literally a point where that one room in the dome at ASEN and at the Hyatt Hotel, and there's like with the upper floor and the lower floor.
Oh yeah. So
I'm on the lower floor, and I think I was looking for one of the viewing rooms because I was trying to meet up with somebody, and from the top floor I hear, "Oh my God, Urahara-san!" And I'm like, "What the hell?" And I'm looking around, and there's this girl. Does she not come running down the stairs?
Oh no.
And and glomping me. So keep in mind, I'm too old to be with this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And every part of me has to remind myself of that.
Too old.
I'm just like, she's too young. She's cute, but she's too young. And I'm like, brain on. It was like one of those things. And I kept running into this girl and not even at bleach stuff. I was just at random panels, and she'd be there. I had a stalker for like.
I was gonna say, you had a stalker, dude.
Yeah, I had a stalker for the entire length of the 2009 ASIN. There
is a frightening epidemic of very young female people that go to conventions that latch on to men that are way too old for them, and it's real scary.
Yes.
Thank God you're a good person and you weren't like, yo.
Oh my God. Please. Well, the worst part about this is it's not like I'm an exceptionally good-looking guy here. I'm a larger guy. Let's not beat around the bush here. I'm like the last guy any girl should ever be attracted to, unless
gosh.
Hey, I have a girlfriend who I love very much, and I don't think she'll ever listen to this podcast. Thank God.
Thank God. Oh.
But it's like, it was just a weird experience for me. I was never used to that kind of attention, ever. So to have a girl be that obsessed with me was like, I'm not sure if I should be freaked out or kind of like this. But, that's still not the worst thing that ever happened to me at a con.
Oh,
you
God.
mean like the time that I accidentally
I have a story.
AI?
Oh, no, hold on.
I have a story similar to that. I think it was 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, because, Liz, you weren't at 2012, right? ASAN?
I went to 8, 9, and 11.
Yeah, it was one. I was hanging out with
8, 9, and 10. Go.
I was hanging out with Pat and Lisa. So I was just walking around. Like, I wasn't even in cosplay. I was wearing a Link hat from a costume that my mom made me in the 3rd grade, which I still have, and it's still awesome. But anyway, I was just wearing this around, and I think it was like Saturday night, and a girl just walks up to me and is like, "Hey, do you want to go to prom with my sister?"
Wait, what?
I'm a freshman in college at this point. They're like, "Yeah, there's my sister over there dressed as Katniss." And I look over and there's a Katniss and she just sort of waves.
Oh my God! Wait a minute.
Wait, she liked you and she sent your sister?
I don't know. I don't know if her sister was just like, "I'm gonna find you somebody to go to prom with," and then just pulled me. But I was just like, "I'm in college." She's like, "Oh," and then walked away. But it was just out of the blue, just like, "Hey, do you want to go to prom with my sister?"
What?
Oh my God!
Do you want to go do you want to go to the prom that's happening across the street?
Do you want to go to the prom? Do you want to go to the prom that's currently going on in the right now?
Oh no! I have a terrible tale of con horror that I absolutely need to tell, and because it'll embarrass some friends of mine because they did it to me. Oh my God! It was ASIN 2008. It was my first ever ASIN, right?
Okay.
I am not, now you gotta keep in mind, I am still relatively new to the scene. I have never been to a convention before. I'm not sure what to expect. So I'm with my friend Nick, and this is like the first time I met Sarah. And so Nick and Sarah are talking, and we were sitting by one of the sculptures or something, and I'm looking over my, panel programming sheet. And I don't notice this happening, but one of Nick and Sarah's friends comes over. And they start talking and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I'm not really thinking about it. The next thing I know, Nick's like, "Hey, hold this." And I'm like, "Oh, sure, hold on." And I don't even look up from what I'm doing. And I'm holding this thing. I start feeling resistance against this thing I'm holding. This thing that I happened to be holding was a leash. This leash.
Oh no!
They got you.
Oh,
this
no.
leash I'm holding is attached to a half-naked girl in a bikini top and booty shorts who is yipping like a dog.
No, stop!
Yeah, this
oh
seriously
my God.
happened.
This is
I
so
wish you'd been there to
classic
see this. I would have died
2008
laughing.
ASAN.
So here I am,
I
new
can't
to
believe.
this whole world of anime conventions,
God.
and I'm sitting in the middle of it, holding a girl on a leash who was half naked and yipping like a dog, and who was just like, who I'm basically told will accept my command.
Oh my God.
Me being
why are you not in hysterics? This is hilarious.
So
I'm in hysterics.
why am I am mortified at this point because, again, I don't know what I should do with this. I'm like, I have a girl who will do anything I want. I could totally go back to my hotel room right now with this.
But
or I could
just... good person.
Or I could be the really good person and just kind of let it roll. I take the easy way out, tap some random dude sitting next to me and hand the leash off.
Here, take this, run like hell.
So later, I'm like, dude, what the hell was that about? I said it to Nick, and he's like, oh, don't worry, she was a friend of mine. I was like, you asshole.
Oh like, my God.
So, by the way, Nick, or should I say Yoda? There's a story behind that, but I can't tell that one.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you for the
introduction to Asen.
I'm so glad the first con I ever went to it by myself, so no one could ever pull crap on this, like nobody could pull anything like that on me.
Oh, no, wasn't the first one you went to, your dad took you?
Yeah, so this is great. This is a great story. So my first con ever was Otakon 2002 in Baltimore, which is a big friggin' con. So I didn't do small. I jumped right into anime conventions. So my dad drove me over Friday morning, and we pulled up to the convention center. And first of all, my dad.
I thought that was the story. I was
no,
like,
no, that's not the story. It's just.
Oh no, this gets terrible.
My dad is. He's just kind of looking at all of us like we're all he thinks we're all insane because we're all in costume, and then he spots Sailor Bubba.
I thought it was Man-Fae.
Oh, you're right. Man-Fae. He spots Man-Fae, and the look on his face is just pure horror. And I just get out of the car, and he doesn't say a word and drives away. And every time I ever go to a con, he asks me, so is Man-Fae there? And I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, cool.
So, and just for some clarification, we don't have anything against Sailor Bubba.
I have nothing against Sailor Bubba or Man-Fae.
Sailor Bubba is so awesome. I've met him a couple of times. He is amazing. And
the first thing my dad ever sees at a con is that, and it's just I think my dad got traumatized by that.
It could have been so much worse.
Yeah, probably.
God damn it.
Oh my God.
Oh no, I gotta wait, Iowa, can I tell that one story that happened to us at AI this past year that not involving you or me, but involving Shiloh?
Yes.
Kamal, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, oh God, so you want to hear a terrible, terrible story?
Oh, this is amazing. What happened?
So one of he's on our boards now too. I don't remember what his call sign is now, but he's on our forums, and I've met him a couple of times at Anime Iowa. His name is Shiloh, and he's an interesting guy to talk to. He's been to our Ava panels a couple of times. Super knowledgeable about it, and dude, if you hear this, props to you.
Super deranged when it comes to Cards Against Humanity.
Oh God, yes, but that's another thing. So, what panel were we at, Iowa? Was it the?
We were at. Was it the one? Was it? Oh my God! Was it the Japanese hentai one where the hosts were taking shots?
Yes, because I was already drunk.
Japanese hentai, as if there is another kind of hentai.
Well, they okay. To be fair, they show it. They read the dialogue, and whenever there's like bad English or puns or stuff like that, they take shots of liquor. God, they get fucked.
Oh yeah, so
those were the good old days.
I remember it was that one because that was when you and Nick were drinking on the patio, and then we went to the thing.
Yeah, I took my shirt off. I still can't believe I did that.
So me and Iowa were sitting in one section, and Shiloh had sat in another section up towards the front on the other side of the room, and then this one cosplayer that we had seen come in throughout the convention was this guy dressed as Stocking from Panty and Stocking.
Yep.
Well, this guy proceeds to sit next to Shiloh, and then we see Shiloh talking to him, and then he gets up and Shiloh comes and sits by us, and we're like, it's like, hey dude, what's going on? He's like, dude, I just got hit on by the stocking cosplayer. And we were, like, baffled by this. To the point, like, we're like, dude, what?
Well, I was baffled and kind of annoyed. But it's like, I can't even get hit on by a dude. I hate this.
No, wait. Hey, Kamal.
What?
You remember Chad's friend that he made at Ramen Con?
Wait, what?
Was this at Ramen Prom?
Yeah, can I please tell the story?
Sure.
No, let Kamal tell it. He hasn't told enough stories.
Okay, go Kamal.
I don't have enough to tell the story.
Oh.
Go for it, Oscar.
Okay, so our group decided it would be a fan-fucking-tastic idea. Like, we saw that there was a Ramen Prom, and, like, some of my favorite things about conventions are, like, the fancy-dancy ball things they do, because I love getting dressed up. So I was like, shit, I bought this dress that I was intending on using for all of the formals for forever. So our group decided that regardless of how formal this formal turned out to be, because, like, Anime Midwest was pretty fancy when we went the first year. It was pretty fancy when we went the second year. We got there and it was literally people in their cosplays at Ramen Con. And we are in, like, the boys are in suits. Me and Alex are in dresses and full hair and makeup. Like, everyone stares at us, but we look fucking bomb. And
bitch, I look
so
fabulous.
we walk over and we park it on the side of the room because we're just kind of feeling it out. And we're over by where a couple of my friends are. And we're just sitting there kind of watching. It's really fun to just watch. And me and Alex were a little bit tipsy by this point. So that was really fun. I don't remember if Chad was or not, but we're sitting there. And this couple walks up and they're trying to make small talk with us. And we're like not good at that. We weren't. They weren't. It was bad. But one of them is talking and he was like, he was asking about like who was there with, I don't know what happened, but I said, oh no, I'm here with this one. And I like patted Kamal's knee or something like that. And the guy goes, I don't know about you, but if I were you, I would rather be with this one. And he points at Chad. And it was totally like not weird. Like the guy was not making things uncomfortable at all. But poor Chad had the look of this is my first ever incident where someone has assumed that I am not straight. He looked alternatively very, very, very flattered. Like his eyebrows were up. He was like, oh.
Thank you.
But at the same time, he was like, he walked away and I will never ever forget. Chad turns to me and goes, did he?
Yes, he did.
He did, and I was like, it's totally fine. And you know what? To Chad's credit, he could have been a total jackass, but I'm like, ew, gross. He was just like, oh, well, okay, and just kind of moved on. But it was still so funny. Like, it's not even a horror story; it's just a story.
I don't know. It's kind of.
And then Kamal started inhaling the helium from the balloons and quoting the No, have you read the Anime Club before?
Yes.
Like Gunjo?
Gunjo comic. I love that one.
He inhales a balloon. Like, because our friend Emily, I think Emily listens to this. Emily, hi. And also Mari, hi. And also Sammy, hi. Everyone that goes to Ramen Con and is from Northwest Indiana, sup. But Emily and co were there, I think. Emily was there with people cosplaying for Magi, I think. I don't know, but she looked cool and she had banana pants or whatever they're called on. Like, they're the big harem pants. And Emily kept putting her whole body except for her head into these pants and walking up to me. It was really funny. But they were inhaling the helium from the balloons. Is everyone still there?
I'm here.
Yeah, we're still here. We're listening.
When you get quiet, there is no feedback. It's so weird. But
I know, we're good like that.
Okay, so she inhales a bunch of helium and walks over and says something to me, and I'm laughing hysterically. And so naturally, the boys start doing this. Chad and Kamal start doing this. And Kamal inhales a bunch of helium and turns and looks me dead in the eyes and goes, she took all those horses. I love it.
What prompted you to do this?
So funny.
I was just quoting Anime Club on helium.
Oh my god.
Mein Scheiß, there in the orbit, ja.
He comes back to helium and goes, he feels it and goes, you dead motherfucker.
God
and then
damn, man.
No, the piece de resistance is he inhales an entire balloon's worth of helium in the hallway. Like, he took a balloon with him. He gets it open, and I watched you do this while Chad was in the bathroom. The whole balloon, and then you looked at me and went, fucking weeboos, and it was so funny. Like, I can't even do the voice. Like, I can kind of do the I love anime, but, like,
you realize what we need to do now.
Oh my
What
god,
do we
it's
have to do?
podcast with helium.
No, even better.
That's actually a good idea, but
We just need to get the bunch of helium and just start quoting Ava.
Shizzy, get in the robot. What are you, stupid?
God.
No, but I cannot. There are not words to describe to you how funny it was to be minding my own fucking business and have Kamal, who never ever swears, turn to me or never ever says anything dirty, turn to me and go, "She took all those horses. I love anime."
Oh my God. I'm remembering that scene too. Good God, man.
so we somehow got from Tales of Con Horror to this.
Oh my God.
I think I should have taken a left at Albuquerque.
Oh please. I'm trying to remember all the horror stories because I know I've got a bunch.
Oh,
It's okay if these go a little bit longer too. It's no big deal.
Yeah,
Well,
screw the rules. We got a podcast.
To be fair, there was a couple years ago the first Anime Iowa that our Gaynor came out here for.
Oh,
I cockblocked him.
Oh,
Oh,
you
no.
dick! To this day, I still hate you.
Okay, so this is what happened. So we decided that we were just going to stay
Hold on.
at my place
I
each
will,
night.
before you say this, to my girlfriend, who if she ever hears this was before we were together, and I'm sorry. And
This was 2012. Yeah. This was 2 years ago. So ancient history, but still funny.
Yes.
So this was Friday, wasn't it, or was it Saturday?
No, it was Saturday.
It was Saturday. Okay, so Saturday we had taken we took your car, didn't we? Or did we take?
We took my car.
So we took Gaynor's car because Friday we took mine, and we were
That's a horror story in itself because of that stupid Ragbri.
Oh, to Ragbri. If anybody who participates in that ever listens to this, you can go kindly fuck yourselves, and I mean that with all sincerity. Anyways,
so wait, just to set this up. So keep in mind, from the first year we went to Anime Iowa, we commuted from Iowa's house in Cedar Rapids
down to Iowa City, which is about 20 minutes since you can go 70 on 380, which is bitchin'.
So we did that back and forth through this whole con. Needless to say, by that Sunday, I wasn't exactly awake.
No shit.
Anyway, go ahead.
So Saturday night, we went to the board game room, which was in one of the bigger rooms of the Marriott in Coralville, and so Gator had started playing Cards Against Humanity at this big-ass table with a bunch of people, and I was over to the side talking to, I just call him Kimbley because he dresses as White Suit Kimbley and does an amazing job of it as well. So I'm over there talking to him, and I get these messages from my girl who says that, hey, we need to come home. I want some food. You got to come home. I'm like, all right. So I try to stall as long as I possibly can because I can tell that Gaynor has started talking to this girl, and I presume she was overage.
She was. Okay. At the time, I believe she was 21.
Okay.
Always good to check when you're at conventions, listeners. Always good to check.
Yes, always please check. Actually, wait, doesn't AI had a color code system?
Yeah, that's how I knew.
Yeah, Anime Iowa most of the time has a color code system to where it's red, yellow, green. So once you hit 21 plus, you get a green badge.
She was green means go. So
yeah, so he's obviously having a really good conversation with her, and I can tell she's in turn having a really good conversation with him.
They're vibing.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
Oh, yeah. So I eventually cannot stall anymore, and I have to go over.
Didn't the power go out at your place? That was like the final straw?
Yeah, the power got nuked. The power went out, and she told me this. I'm like, fuck. So we have to come back. And I go over to Gaynor, and I tell him this. And you should have seen the look on his face.
I was like, dude, I could have sealed the deal then and there and been like, dude, you're going to have to grab a cab.
If he had taken my car that day instead of doing it the day before, I really honestly would have probably just wandered over to him much sooner and said, hey, dude, I have to go back up. If you want to stay here and figure out somewhere to sleep, you do that. I will see you in the morning. I will get you back up to get your car. We will come back down. We will finish the con. But since we had taken his car, we had to come back up. And I pulled a colossal cock block on him that convention.
Oh my god, dude. I was so pissed at you.
Oh, you are still pissed at me.
Like, I'm not as pissed anymore because I have my girlfriend now, but it's like at the time I'm like, I am talking to this cute girl who, while we're playing Cards Against Humanity, offered to let me grab her boobs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, please, there's a nice fun story with that. And if she ever hears this,
Podcast After Dark.
Yeah, please. If she ever hears this, I had an awesome time with you, and I am so pissed that we didn't hook up.
Yo Titties was outrageous.
I'm
still thinking about him.
Oh, please.
He was trying to be Dean Ambrose.
Anyway, titties aside, she was a very nice girl, and the only thing that would have sucked trying to date her was that she lives in Minnesota.
Oh.
So, like, I was ready to go to like Anime Detour to meet her at a certain point, but that's
right.
Yeah. So Iowa pulling this crap on me was like the worst possible thing. Because it's like there was a bucket list I had a long time ago, and one of the things on it was meet a girl at a convention.
Mm-hmm.
And Iowa kind of screwed that up.
Kind of screwed that up?
It's not even so much you as your girlfriend.
Royally screwed you over.
Because she's just too paranoid. And she's not even your girlfriend anymore. That's the one thing that really bothers me.
Well, yeah. To be fair, she's, thinks in past not good, has made her distrustful of people. Let's be honest. If you ever knew, you'd understand why. But yeah. So, anyways, I totally cockblocked you unintentionally, and I didn't want to do it, but I did it.
Right.
Tell us.
Speaking of which, Iowa, are you single now still for all our wonderful female listeners who might be like, oh my god?
No.
Really?
Yes,
Woo!
really.
Woo!
Ooh, we'll have to save that for another topic.
God damn it.
So yeah, so girls, I guess that means everybody on this podcast is off the market.
What about Hunter?
He's not here right now.
Kamal's over there like Liz isn't off the market if it's another girl.
And
I can watch.
No,
I'm just kidding. He's totally not. I'm definitely in a monogamous relationship. Do not message me. I'll be so mean to you. Don't message me. I will be so mean to you.
Now you're gonna have people messaging you who want you to be mean to them.
Wait, I have ooh.
Uh-oh. Oh god.
Ooh.
Yeah. You got
actually, if it didn't involve anything sexual, I would totally. If all you want me to do is like yell at you and call you worthless, please. I will do it for.
You're going to be abused from Monty Python.
$10 an hour.
I was going to say you could make some serious money
cheap.
doing this.
That's cheap.
$10 an email. No, but
there's a better pricing point. There we go.
I will step on your balls for $200 an hour. No, but no.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not. I'm not sure what the legality of this anymore is. Forget it. Why am I not drinking a beer right now?
Okay, wait, hold on. You said cock blocking, and I thought of another oblivious ASEN roommate story from this year. So, we were staying 5 to a room at the Hyatt, so we had Alex in one of the double beds, and because this was prior to our theta being comfortable enough for all of us to fit in 2 beds, because now we are, but... Or one bed.
One bed that one time.
One bed, that was pretty comfy. But, no. So Alex was in one bed, me and Kamal were in another, and then there were 2 air mattresses. Chad was on one, and our friend Pat was on the other. And, it was like, not late at night, but it was like 8, 9 o'clock. Like, it wasn't quite time for us to get ready for the rave, but it was late enough that, I don't know. It was late. It was nighttime. And Kamal and I were sitting on the bed. Like, we were just kind of sitting in the room, and Chad and Alex kind of, like, were looking at each other, and they were like, oh, look, there is a panel that we are interested in that is something that Kamal and Liz are not interested in. Why don't we go to this panel, Patrick? And anyone that was in the room could understand that they were trying to give me and Kamal some quality time to socialize as adults do. And... Our roommate. Do you remember this, Kamal?
Maybe.
He was like, no, I think I'm just going to stick around. And Chad was like, Patrick, why don't we go to this panel together right now? And like, he couldn't have, and it was so funny because he just didn't want to go. And then he was like, oh wait, there's like a burlesque show right now too. I'll just go to that. And then he left. And as soon as he left, I was like, it was just really funny. It was really funny.
Like, too funny. So funny you couldn't do anything at that point.
No, I mean, like, we were both exhausted, too. That's not, whatever. No, the point...
Get out of the room!
No, the point was that he was just like...
Oblivious.
It couldn't have been more obvious if Chad had said, we're trying to let them bone! Like, it was so funny. And you could tell, like, watching Chad, he was about an inch away from just being like, dude! It was so funny. It was really funny.
Oh
That's the moral of the story. If you room with people that are a couple, go out of your way to give them some space, because if you don't, it'll get super awkward.
Oh god, that did get super awkward, but that's another story.
Wait. What wasn't it? AI 2013, or was it this year that we saw the sock on the door?
Oh, that was 13, I think.
Okay, so 2013 for
Big cap on the door.
We found a sock on the door. This year for Anime Iowa, Nick, Casey, and George stole someone's alcohol out of the hallway.
Oh no, that wasn't even. Oh please, no. It wasn't that we stole it. It was just left there.
Yeah, there were like 2 6-packs just in the middle of the hallway.
Two 6-packs of. Hold on. It was 2 6-packs of seasonal Angry Orchard.
Yeah, they just.
Man.
They just.
I was gonna say, here it goes.
Cinnamon Angry Orchard.
Oh my! Hold on, I got the pictures on my phone.
Yeah,
Is
he's
it
got
the red
pictures
one?
on his phone,
The red one.
Hold on, Jim.
They just grabbed them and we just ran into the room we had and just locked the door and we just said nothing. We just kind of all like grinned at each other about this, and no one ever bothered us. So, like, no one ever bothered to go and find it.
Okay, hold on. It was the apple ginger and elderflower varieties.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but they were just in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah, they were like sitting there like the two creepy twins from The Shining.
Oh, that was absolutely hysterical.
So needless to say, we grabbed them. We ended up drinking them. Then we drank them like right before we went to that hentai panel.
Yes. Well, I had a glass of like some German beer, and I had one of I had like another one, but not like just barely. Like I had enough alcohol, but yeah. If for anyone who ever is thinking about going to Anime Iowa. So Saturday night, they just hold like a massive party on the patio there, and there's just hookah and booze everywhere.
Oh my god.
But if you're thinking about underage drinking, don't attempt it because, first of all, every table, cards. Secondly, there are Johnson County police officers on the patio making sure that the liquor laws are being enforced. So underage, no. But
this would be a good time This would be a good time to say that the Dummy Plug podcast does not condone underage drinking.
No, don't underage drink unless. Well, actually, technically you can do it in the state of Texas, but your parent has to be there buying it and supervising it. But if you're not there, yeah, please drink responsibly, people. Just if you're gonna drink and get shit faced, just stay home and do it, or don't go drive. Just stop.
Do it with a group of people that care about you, and we'll look out for you.
And don't be a dink and break shit.
Or call me, I'll give you a damn ride. Yeah, don't be a dink. Or call me and I'll give you a damn ride home. I don't drink that much.
Iowa, now I'm going to call you next time and talk like, buddy.
Dude, bro, I need a ride home, bro.
Knowing me, it'll be like, bro, I need a ride.
But you're like 2 states away.
Bruh, I thought you said anything.
Gas money. Hey, I can make it from here to Chicago in 3.5 hours in a 92 Jeep Cherokee Laredo. Do not tempt me.
Anyway.
That is 3.5 hours flat. I am not exaggerating. I have witnesses for this as well.
All right, I think we've gotten through a lot of these wonderful stories.
Man, whoever listens to this is going to have fun with this one. I hope they laugh as much as we did.
Good God.
Ava, auto-tune the sign-off.
All right. Anyway, all right.
I want more fishes with Ava characters' heads on them. Thank you very much.
Anyway. So, for the Dummy Plug podcast, I'm Gainer79. We hope to see...
We're doing another version of this in the future. We have to.
I'm Oscar.
Yeah, that's Oscar.
I'm actually Oscar. Whatever.
Stop drinking, Oscar. So, yes, for Oscar, Unit2, and General Iowa, it's been a pleasure to have you all. Happy Halloween.
I can't believe I'm in charge of this fucking shit. God damn.
Yes. So, yeah, happy Halloween, and, we will see you guys again next time. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.